Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone to the Hardcore FM podcast show. I am your host, Hardcore Declan, and it is Money in the Bank preview show, and that song means it's preview show. And ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to the swing of things. Hell with this, hell with music, the hell with whatever. Let's get down to the swing of things, ladies and gentlemen, because money in the bank. But before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, I think it was last week. I think it was either last week or the week before. The tragic death of Ashley Menendez or something. I can't remember the Mazzano or something. I can't remember the actual name. So the death had occurred of Ashley. Obviously, Ashley, of course, the winner of the Diva Search, who passed away on May 16th, which was last week. I think it was last Wednesday. Last Thursday. So my condolence obviously goes out to her family at this time. She was very, very young to lose her, and we will crack on, ladies and gentlemen. We will not dampen the preview show. We will not dampen the preview show. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the swing of things. Money in the Bank, of course, presents to you tonight from Hartford, Connecticut, in the XL Center, of course. But we will get into the matches anyway. It is going to be Daniel Bryan and Rowan. I don't know, Luke Rowan or something, or whatever his name is. Eric Rowan versus the Usos for the tag match. That's going to be obviously on the pre-show. So who is going to win, ladies and gentlemen? Will it be Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, or will it be the Usos? I think that's for the tag team champions. I think. I could be wrong. But wait a minute. Why is I thought the Usos on Raw? Why is it like a Raw versus SmackDown pay per view? I'm gonna go with the Usos on this. I don't know if it's for the tag team champions. If people can let me know, I'll appreciate it. Because as I said, it's a long time. I've done the WrestleMania pre-show. I'm a bit rusty tonight, guys. So just if you can help me along. I'll appreciate it. Daniel Bryan, Eric Rowan versus the Usos. I'm gonna go with the Usos on this. Because the fact that they're on Raw, and I can't really remember because I haven't been really watching Raw and SmackDown. So my apologies on that, guys. I don't know exactly what happened. I think they challenged the Daniel Bryan and Luke Rowan. Shane McMahon came out with the tag belts, and they were going to hand Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan the tag belts. And obviously the Usos obviously held the tag belts before they got drafted to Raw for a long time. And they said, wait a minute, is this what you're going to do? So Shane McMahon obviously set up a match between the Usos and Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan for the tag belts. Obviously, the Usos are not going to win it because the Usos are on Raw. So, but if somebody can tell me, please tell me if it's for the tag belts. I don't think so, but I'm going to go with the Usos on this one. So it looks like it's going to be a Money in the Bank wildcard show because it looks like it's Raw versus SmackDown here at the moment. There's somebody I want to actually say hello to. I can't remember their name. I think they're from Sweden. If you're listening, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the comments Thank you. Please send me your name because I can't remember your name. You always listen to my show. You think my show is good, and I appreciate it. And thank you very much for that. But I apologise if I don't remember your name. My apologies on that. So I'm gonna go with the Usos. I'm rambling on here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to make it, maybe 50. I'm trying to make it as short and sweet as possible this week because I'm heading off. I'm going to try and see if I can maybe get a bit of the pay per view. We'll see. So I'm going to go with the Usos on this. That match is actually on the pre-show. Now we move on to Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans for the WWE Women's SmackDown, the Raw Women's Champion, the WWE Raw Women's Champion. Now, if you remember, and I only noticed it, there was a bit of a botch last week on Raw. Remember the contract signing? And it was actually, if you remember, and I only kind of copped it afterwards. I didn't actually see it on Raw, but I copped it afterwards. That Lacey Evans, Charlotte accidentally signed the Raw contract because you know the way Becky and Charlotte have to wrestle for the SmackDown. We'll get into that later on the SmackDown Championship. But Charlotte Flair accidentally signed the Raw. Yeah, it's the Raw contract, and Lacey Evans signed the SmackDown. So WWE made a bit of a boo-boo there. I didn't actually see it on the night of Raw. I think I seen it on YouTube or something. But that's very, very bad on WWE letting them sign the wrong contract. So surely to God, the contracts. Well, they'll probably fix it anyway. But anyway, Becky Lynch, obviously Becky 2 belts actually. Becky Dublin, Ireland actually. Obviously my home girl, Becky Lynch. And of course, I was right that Becky Lynch was going to beat Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. I know I got a couple of matches wrong, but you win some, you lose some. That's the way. I don't go with this social media stuff. You win some, you lose some. But anyway, Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Who's going to win? And you know what? To be honest, Lacey Evans, she's only after coming arrived in the scenes. Now don't get me wrong, she's a mean ass girl. She's a Southern girl. She is a mean ass fighter. She has a fantastic right hand. But I'm gonna because I'm Irish, I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch here. I'm gonna back the home girl. Of course, you're gonna back your home girl. You know what I mean? I don't think Becky is gonna lose the Raw Women's Champion. But I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch on that anyway. Now we will go on to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Obviously, the winner wins a WWE contract for whoever wins. If it's a Raw wrestler, they get a shot at they can cash in at any time at the Universal Champion. And if it's a Raw, if it's a SmackDown guy, they can cash it in on a SmackDown wrestler on the WWE Champion. So who's gonna win? Now, to be honest, I think Raw have won it the last maybe I think it's 1 or 2 years. So I'm gonna probably go with a SmackDown wrestler. Let me see who's in the. Okay, this is who was in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Sami Zayn, of course. Sami Zayn was replaced, actually, by the way, by Braun Strowman, who should have been in the match. Of course, WWE again screwing Braun Strowman. Like, what's going on, WWE? Like, why are you screwing Braun Strowman? That's another opportunity that Braun Strowman should have had. Like he should have been. If Braun Strowman, I don't know, maybe because he's a powerhouse, I don't know, maybe to even things up, I don't know what the hell's going on with WWE. WWE, to be honest, I was talking to my friend the other day, and I know I'm covering this, and as I said, I enjoy doing this. I'm not getting any money out of this. I enjoy this, but to be honest, WWE is starting. It sucks at the moment at this stage. Like I was talking to a friend of mine. We go back, we go way, way back, and we used to watch the Attitude Era, and the Attitude Era, and probably the Alliance was probably my most favorite WWE ever, ever. So, but anyway, we're getting off way out of topic. But anyway, Sami Zayn, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, uh, Ali. I think it's Ali. Is it Mustafa Ali? Uh, Andrade and Randy Orton. Now, I'm to be honest, looking at these guys, I was gonna go with a Raw guy, but to be honest, you know, um, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change because this is my show. I can change. Whatever I want to do, I can do whatever I want because this is my show. That's why it's called the Hardcore FM. Hardcore FM. And of course, I'm your host, Hardcore Declan. But anyway, I'm rambling on here. But anyway, I'm gonna go with Drew McIntyre. Because there's obviously speculations that he's gonna apparently win the. He's gonna cash in apparently tonight. If he's gonna win, he's gonna cash in tonight. But we'll get to that later on. So I'm gonna go with Drew McIntyre to win the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Okay, now we will move on to the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Obviously for a WWE Women's Championship contract, and of course the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Okay, is Natalya, Dana Brooke, Naomi, Mandy Rose, Amber Moon, Carmella, Nikki Cross. Obviously, Alexa Bliss was supposed to be in the match, but she got injured, so Nikki Cross is going to take her place. And to be honest, I'm going to go with it's very, very tough. I'm honestly going because I thought she would have won the championship at the tag team belts at the Mania. But I'm gonna go with Natalya. I think Natalya is gonna, win the contract, and eventually she probably will become women's champion. With the fact that our father passed away last year. But I think they should have got the titles at Mania. But obviously the Iconics, of course, which is ridiculous. That's how WWE has gone way down the drain, to be honest. But anyway, neither here nor there. I'm gonna go with Natalya on this. Because she is the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. So okay, we will move on. Roman Reigns versus Elias, is it? To be honest, I don't think Elias is gonna win. I'm gonna go with Roman Reigns on this match. Because I think Roman Reigns, obviously, he's a more powerhouse than Elias. But to be honest, I'll definitely go with Roman Reigns. I'm gonna back up Roman Reigns on this, 100%. But I'm wrong. I'll admit I'm wrong. I've been wrong at Mania. I got a couple of matches right. I got a couple of matches wrong. You win some, you lose some. That's the way I said earlier. You win some, you lose some. But I'm definitely gonna go with Roman Reigns on this one. Okay, we'll move on to Becky Lynch. Once again, of course, she's on double duty tonight. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. To be honest, I don't think they'll keep Becky on Raw and SmackDown. So I'm gonna go with Charlotte Flair on this because I reckon what will happen is Becky will beat Lacey Evans. This is what I'm thinking. Could be wrong, but I'm reckon Becky is going to beat Lacey in the fourth match, and I just have a funny feeling that because Lacey Evans lost. She has a chip on her shoulder. She'll interfere, and I think Charlotte Flair will win the women's championship. Um, we'll wait and see. But you never know. They might the women who win the women who the women who obviously wins the belt, they could cash in on either championship. So Becky could lose her belts tonight either way. Same with the men's. So um, and obviously Charlotte hasn't beaten Becky yet. So as far as I know. But I don't think, I honestly don't think that Becky will keep her two belts. Maybe she'll walk out with one belt. We'll wait and see. Um, Obviously tonight, Money in the Bank. We'll find out tonight. Now we will move on to The Miz versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage match. Now, obviously, this has been kind of going on and off. They had their match at Mania, and to be honest, that match, if you watch that match, The Miz was all over Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon was basically out, down and out of the match, and whatever happened, they fell. Obviously, it was whatever way they landed. Both of them fell. Shane fell on top of the Miz, and of course his shoulders are down. So obviously the referee counted 1, 2, 3, which was an absolute joke. Why let Shane win? Now, if the Miz loses to Shane McMahon tonight, to be honest, I might just completely stop uh, watching wrestling altogether, and probably stop doing it. I know I haven't done a pre-show in maybe a year or so. I was only going to come back for WrestleMania and maybe wait till next WrestleMania. But I said, look, I'll give you guys more of me on a Sunday night, every couple of weeks on a Sunday night. But if the Miz does not beat Shane McMahon in a steel cage match, what's the point in even watching wrestling? Because no wonder the show, the Raw, WWE, whatever, is going to the dogs. To be honest, but okay, we'll move on to. Oh, sorry, I didn't pick. I'm gonna go with the Miz on this. I could have sworn I said the Miz, but I'm gonna go with the Miz on this one to beat Shane McMahon in a steel cage match. But you never know. Shane could have a trick up his sleeve. Somebody could be under the ring or something. I don't know. It's a McMahon here we're talking about. So, what can we do? Okay, we will move on to obviously, I'm assuming it'll be the main event of the evening. Well, I don't know if it's the main event, but we'll move on to Kofi Kingston versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship. Who's going to win? If you remember back a couple of weeks, Kevin Owens obviously was out with a double knee injury, I think it was. And obviously he came back. Everybody was all, cheering Kevin. And I was like, wait a minute, something doesn't smell right. Kevin Owens doesn't do face. Kevin Owens does not do face. It does not suit him. No due respect. It was just one of them things. Okay, he was good when he was kind of face, but come on, guys. Kevin Owens does not do face. I think he's much better as a heel. He's obviously the real Kevin Owens. I'm sure he's a nice person, but his character, as a Stampede, I think it suits him better, as a character reference to Kevin Owens. Because now obviously that's not his real name, Kevin Owens. But that's his character. But I'm sure he's a nice guy in real life. But Kevin Owens in the WWE does not do heel. But to be honest, and no due respect, and finally Kofi Kingston gets his WWE champion at WrestleMania. But I don't know. I cannot see Kofi Kingston retaining his title tonight. I think Kevin Owens. No due respect to Kofi Kingston, I love Kofi Kingston. He's been a good champion so far. I know he's only been a month or give or take month, 5 weeks, whatever, a champion. But I think we need Kevin Owens to be the face of SmackDown. But okay, if Kofi Kingston comes out victorious, I honestly don't think he will have his belt for long. I think if a SmackDown wrestler is going to win, which I don't think, I think Drew McIntyre from Raw is going to probably win. But if like Randy Orton or something say he wins it and cashes it in, we could have Randy Orton. He hasn't been a champion in a long time. I know it was being, before even the brand split, it was John Cena, Randy Orton, John Cena, Randy Orton, John Cena, and people were getting kind of pissed off. But Randy Orton, of course, hasn't been a champion in a while, and he goes away, he comes back, he goes away, he comes back. But it'd be nice to see Randy Orton maybe as champion. Yes, he did. He won a Money in the Bank contract before, so you never know. But I honestly don't think Kofi is going to win. If it's going to be Kevin Owens, I think Kevin Owens. I don't think anybody will cash in on Kevin Owens. But if Kofi maybe wins or retains, somebody's going to cash in. I'd be surprised if they don't. And okay, if Kofi is left alone, that's if a SmackDown wrestler wins the Money in the Bank. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will move on. We will move on to Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. Now, as you know, WrestleMania, I think it was 2 minutes. Rey Mysterio went down to Samoa Joe in probably the most embarrassment at WrestleMania. I think it was 2 minutes. I think it was. Samoa Joe basically beat Rey Mysterio in around 2 minutes, give or take. I can't remember. It could have been a minute and a half. I don't know. It was just like 1 minute. It was like ding, 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 and then all of a sudden it was like your champion Kevin or Samoa Joe was like, "What the hell is going on? Did I like fall asleep through the match or something?" I just blinked and Samoa Joe was champion again. I was like, "What the hell?" And of course, Samoa Joe sort of made it personal. Well, he didn't attack his son. He followed him backstage, and he spoke to Dominic. And Dominic, of course, this is not his first stint, and he was in the WWE before as a child. When remember the so-called Eddie Guerrero, Dominic was his son, and all that shit and all that mess. But Dominic now, obviously, he's back. I think he's training to be a WWE superstar. It'd be great to see him in the WWE ring, or maybe somewhere else. In honor for his father. It'll be fantastic. But anyway, Samoa Joe followed Dominic. I think it was like last week or the week before. I cannot remember. And I can't remember. And obviously, Samoa Joe basically was talking to him, and he was all, I need to give your father a message. Basically, he'll choke him out or something like that. Something exactly. I can't remember exactly, but something on that context. So, what do you think? Who's going to win? I honestly, I'm going to go with Rey Mysterio on this, to be honest. Obviously, Rey Mysterio has nothing to lose, to be honest. Okay, if Samoa Joe wins, he wins. There's nothing I can do. But I honestly think that Rey Mysterio is going to go on and become the US champion. I don't know. I don't even know how many times Rey Mysterio has been US champion. I know he's been US champion. I don't know if this is be a 2-time champion or whatever. I cannot remember. But we will move on, ladies and gentlemen. We will move on to the Cruiserweight Championship. Tony Nese, of course, who won his championship at WrestleMania. He will go up against uh, Aria Davari. Aria Davari for the Cruiserweight Champion. I don't really watch 205, so I don't know what's going on there. But if my guest is, I think Tony Nese will retain his Cruiserweight Champion, and we will wait and see what's going to happen. Um, so um, so that's basically it. That's been, ladies and gentlemen, our pre-show here on Hardcore FM here on our podcast show. It's been an honor for doing this again. I'm hoping that I'll be around next month for the next month's pay per view. I don't even know what pay per view it is. I think it could be the one in Saudi Arabia. I might do. I'm only just concentrating on the Sunday pay per views. That's going to be on a Friday. I might do a preview show from, well, not from Saudi Arabia, but obviously for Saudi Arabia. I'll see. I think that's the next pay per view, and then after that, it's probably I don't know, probably Hell in a Cell or something. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm not really being following. I only kind of watch WrestleManias and like the SummerSlams and stuff, so I'm not being really following it. I apologize, guys, if I haven't been following it much. But that's been our Money in the Bank preview show. Tonight, of course, comes live to you on the WWE Network, of course, at 1 p.m. No, is it 1 p.m.? No, sorry, 12 p.m. I think the pre-show, that's why I need to leg it now, shortly, guys, because I think the pre-show is on in like 20 minutes. But it comes to you from Hartford, Connecticut, in the LX Center. I hope you enjoy yourselves, guys. And I hope you enjoyed my company, giving you my company tonight. I appreciate it. Please give me some thumbs up and a couple of likes. And if you can, please hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, guys. I appreciate it. And I apologize if I can't remember. I think there was that girl that was texting me on this. I apologize. Please text in my name and maybe, your name, and maybe I can probably give you a shout out next time. I appreciate it, and I apologize if I think she's from Sweden. I think she looks like she's in the army. But I appreciate it listening in. All my friends, of course, if you have been listening in, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys, and please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. This has been the Money in the Bank preview show, guys. I am out of here. I hope you enjoy the show. Good day.